Hi everyone, I'm Emily, and this is Emily Ask Everything Teenagers and Their Parents Should Know in 2026. This podcast is about things that no one ever taught you growing up, like life skills, confidence, money, friendships, and understanding the world we're growing up in. In each episode, I ask expert real question teenagers are thinking about today. In this episode, we're gonna dive in at what it really takes to start a startup from scratch and how you can start thinking like a founder even at a young age. I'll be joined by Katarina Hayes, and we'll explore some of the most important questions that no one talks about. Why are people so afraid of failure, and what is failure really? What happens if you ignore an eye, and are you already falling behind? And what exactly is an MVP? And more. If you want to stay ahead, then listen to this, and let's begin. Right before we start, if you find this conversation valuable or you think someone can benefit from it, please follow and share the podcast. By doing that, you're not just supporting the channel, you're helping more teenagers and parents get access to information that can truly let them grow. So thank you, and let's begin. Welcome to Emily Ask Everything Teenagers
and parents
Need to Know
in 2026.
Hi, Katerina. Thank you so much for coming. I'm so honored and excited to have you on my podcast.
Hi, Emily. Thank you so much for having me. I'm really honored to share my insights and tips of what parents and teenage need to know in 2026.
Would you like to present yourself?
Hello, my name is Katerina Hayes. I'm engineer turned angel investor.
So my first question is, if I'm a young entrepreneur and I have an idea, what is the right way to approach an investor?
Congratulations, first of all. If you think that entrepreneurship, something that you would like to do in such a young age, is the best time to start. Take it as a game. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Let's say, when you play with the blocks, what you need to do, you put one block and then you put another block on the top, another block. So entrepreneurship is like a game. So to be able to attract investors at some point, you have to prove your idea. And how do you prove your idea? Is you take idea that you have and you start to ask as much as many people about how that idea can solve the problem. So ultimately, you fell in love with the problem and test it with your family, with your friends, and ask them, would they pay for solving that problem?
What is one practical tip or tool you would give a young entrepreneur that can significantly improve their chances of being successful at the very beginning?
At the beginning of the journey as entrepreneurship is you solving the problems. You can solve problems of your friends, of your family, or maybe something that you think is not working. So you test as much as possible. There is no such a thing as a failure. So it's one of the things what you do your research. You do research how many companies or people already tried to solve that problem. And when you find out that no one's solving that problem, you can, again, to ask your friends and family, and as much as possible, people around you, ask your parents to help you to do the research in their work maybe, or maybe with the other parents, to validate your idea. So the first, you have to validate your idea. After validate of the idea, you can build a prototype. Right now, there is so many tools that you can use that will help you to build your first MVP, which is minimal valuable product. And ask as much as possible people how much they would pay for it.
My next question is, many teenagers feel like they're not enough, not pretty enough. But in the real world, what does actually determine success?
In my personal opinion, there is no such a thing as a success, universal success. Each and everyone have definition of the success. For someone is being happy, for someone is have full family, or have good friends around, and this is already success. So sometimes we can watch social media and we think that someone actually successful, but what success it will only you will define personally. And let's say what is success is what is make you happy. If you're happy what you do, if you're happy about things around you, this is already success.
This is a $1 million question that everybody's probably thinking about it. Is it enough to be pretty from the outside to be successful, Or is this just a myth sold to girls and the real success comes from something completely different?
Definition of success is balance from outside and inside. So as much as you can be pretty and beautiful and take care of your appearance, of course it's important. However, it's all also important what exactly you feed yourself from food, exercise, knowledge, investment from the young age. It's all about education, and that education never stops. Is having that habit of continuously improve yourself and learn about different things from history, from art, from mathematics, from engineering, or etc. And practice genuinely. So it's again is happening that it's not only beauty will help you, but also is the brains. So always train your brain and invest in yourself.
Many girls are afraid to speak up or express their opinion or take space. What is the real price that would affect their future?
We live in the world where public speaking is so important. So if you speak and articulate yourself, you can actually really achieve so many things. And science shows that people who are able to present themselves are high earners, they have more friends. So public skills are like very, very important, social skills very important. So I would say that if you have opportunity to take, ask your parents to take you to public speaking classes, ask help from your school or college to get yourself into the Toastmasters, a community, and take each and every opportunity to speak and learn how to present. So this is definitely will help you in the future.
Thank you. If a girl doesn't build herself properly today and doesn't know a lot about AI, how is she going to fall behind, and what are 3 most important steps she should take today?
It's interesting because in the age of AI, it's not actually AI skills so much required. It's required how to solve the real problems.
Yeah.
AI, it's just acceleration or automation, but it's not the solving the real problem that what we have. But never concentrate only on the technical sides, also on the creativity. So to be able to have creative skills that will help you to solve problems, and you never will be replaced by AI.
In the world of comparison, likes, and pressure, how can you build a real confidence that doesn't depend on validation?
Oh, it's a good question. It takes time, it takes life to live. And I always say to myself, fail forward. What does it mean? There is no such a thing as a failure. Even though if you think that something that not goes the way you plan, it doesn't mean it's halas, like it's not the end of the world. It's just only one of the indicators telling you, okay, be more flexible, try something else, and try to something else until something that will work. So it just continuous exercise. It's like a muscle. So resilience itself is a muscle of being okay to when something goes wrong. And it takes practice. It takes also a mental well-being. No matter what kind of religion you follow or meditation or, let's say that find the way that you can ground yourself and, sometimes you have fallback. Try again. Try something that outside of the comfort zone. And that will take you closer and closer to build your resilience. And this is continuous way of life, let's say. And it's never straight road. In my experience, it was, I always fail. But when I fail, it's like, okay, I've found 100 ways that it's not work. So let's find the ways it will work.
That sounds so amazing, and I think it's such an inspiring story. Can you give us a real example where you thought an idea was so amazing, but it actually failed?
Creatively tested the market. So first, where friends and family was buying my product, and I've started only from kitchen. And then from kitchen, I expanded to 150 square meters production site where over 2 years I've been building, me and my team in Scotland. So that business taught me so many things that first I started as a door to customer brand, and then I understood that it's too much to handle. Shall I change my model to business model, B2B? And instead of selling online, I moved to selling to restaurants, and this is where my business take off. So I was flexible enough to try different ways. Some ways are failed, but failure is not the end. It's indicator and it's the lesson. So I changed a lot my mindset when I was building different companies into mindset. Failure is not the failure, it's the lesson. So you take that lesson and work on it, adapt it to anything that you build on the next time. So a lot of entrepreneurs, they are collecting that experience through the failures, but it's not the failures, it's actually lessons that will help you to build next thing in much stronger position.
Thank you so much for saying your story. It was really inspiring, and I'm sure everybody who heard it loved it. Thank you. So, my next question: if a 14 to 16-year-old doesn't understand money, how can it impact her future? And what are simple steps she should take today?
It's such a hot topic right now, and I think it's have to go to parents. Because I was grew up that I had no idea about financial intelligence, and I wish I had. So right now I'm teaching my daughter how to make savings, how to make right decisions, buying decisions, because we as women, specifically, like I have two children, 10 and 15, we hold big buying power, right? So we are wealth managers of the families. We know where money will go for education, for studies, things to buy. And this is what I'm teaching my daughter, that, you have to, you have some pocket money, you can actually multiply. How you can multiply? There is a lot of programs right now online for the financial intelligence. Actually, one of them I'm building myself, for the mothers, to where children can proud to and learn from them about financial freedom. But then again, for someone, freedom, what does it mean, freedom? So I think it's like when you define what is freedom for you. For some parents or people, are freedom is like work maybe 4 times a week or 4 hours a week. And for some is to have holidays every month. So by definition, what is the freedom looks like for you? You can build around your lifestyle. And then learn about stocks. Trading, I think, is the one of the very interesting tools that you can learn. Start with simulation trading and learn about the market, learn about the economy, and how the stocks works around the globe. So I think this is going to be maybe taught in schools very, very soon. And how you're going to manage money in your day-to-day. Sometimes you can go and buy very expensive thing, but then is it asset or liability? How you is going to, sometimes when you change your mindset, and this is something that you have to start with, is changing your mindset towards the buying and towards the what is actually money is. So it's very good books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, from Kiyosaki. So I think this is like a Bible for everyone to read, where he actually describes how to be as a poor, but also he can give this amazing comparison how rich people think. So it's not just the tools, it's mindset adoption. And so I think this is starting with that book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, is the best way to start.
Mhm. Thank you so much for giving all of your amazing opinions. And financial freedom, it really comes into my next question. And you should guys really listen to her so you have financial freedom in the future. So my next question really comes to what you said. Crypto investing and digital money, it all sounds very complicated and distant. What is one thing every girl should understand so she doesn't miss her financial freedom?
Uh, Cryptocurrency or digital assets now is one of the essential parts of our lives. So we moving from the money as the money from Federal Reserve to digital assets and cryptocurrency. It's the part of the economy. So first you need to understand how money works. When you understand how money works and how you make right decisions based on your changing your mindset, uh, take a course how to work with the digital assets. So there is a lot of investment. Of course, you're not able to invest when you're 12 years old or 13 years old, but you can, ask your parents to open you some account, and you can actually experiment with cryptocurrency. And I think there will be more and more education on, amazing places like the blog. It's hopefully we're going to have some, academy for younger teenagers where they're going to get more verified information how this works. But ultimately, cryptocurrency and digital assets is going to replace, in my opinion, money as we know at the moment.
Thank you. If you could go back to being 14, what would you do differently from day one? And what is a mistake that most teenagers are doing?
If I would be 14 again, I would say don't change anything. Um, Otherwise, it wouldn't take me to the place where I am at the moment. So for me, is let's say I made so many mistakes in my life. I think so many as possible that I right now I'm on the place where I know what to do in any situation. So I built my resilience, and I keep building my resilience as it will keep continuously strengthen my character, of course. And by removing the fear from, or if I fail, if I wouldn't, if I do something and I wouldn't get the result, don't be fixed on the result. Take it as a play. Try to, it's easy to say that done, but um, it's just trial and error. If you make sure that if it's error, then okay, I'll try something else and try something else. Just pivot. Just make sure that you're enjoy the journey. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, and keep trying. And sometimes entrepreneurship is not for everyone, and that's okay.
My last question is, what's unique about Dubai that creates a real opportunity for young teenagers and young entrepreneurs that they can take advantage of now instead of waiting for the right age?
Dubai is the one of the amazing place that's supported by the government for creators, entrepreneurs, young entrepreneurs. There is amazing platforms and programs that government launching every year. So it's all about like finding what exactly you want to find out more about space or about. So you connect with the space agency. If you want to be more creative, creative industry is the Creative HQ. Have amazing programs. So there is everything you want to do. There is support and there is the ecosystem. So I think it's like we are so blessed to be in UAE and have that amazing government that supports everything that you ever imagine.
Thank you so much for saying all your words of wisdom. They're honestly so powerful and so strong, and everybody listening now, just take note and, and start applying them to the daily life so they have a real financial freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, and it was such a pleasure to share my insights with you. Thank you.